Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most entertaining, essential, and/or highest quality songs of the 1980s. Number 30, Jump, Van Halen. When you hear that synth, you couldn't ask for a more 1980s sound. Van Halen knows how to craft a crowd pleaser like few other bands of the era. With the guitarist pulling double duty, he proves why he's not just a professional shredder. This doesn't mean he can't also have a great solo. Jump! David Lee Roth is a real showman, singing his head off as his bandmates cook up a fun ride. Jump is exactly the kind of rock fit for a party. Since Roth left the group a few years later, fans might consider this a parting gift. Number 29, All Night Long, All Night, Lionel Richie. Using a calypso influence, Lionel Richie brings good vibes to this track. It's just one in a long line of hits from his solo years. The singer eases you into a single with a fantastic beat. True to the title, it's the kind of sound you want to hear all night.
Let the music play on. Everybody sing, everybody dance.
Richie gives you a reason to be happy, making this among his key works from the 1980s. The entertainment value reaches peak levels with an exciting bridge. If you don't know the lyrics, the song encourages you to let loose and hum along. The former Commodores member was already a legend, but this helped him push his career even further.
All night long, all night, all night long.
Number 28, Livin' on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. John Bon Jovi sings about people struggling to make it. It's a relatable message that's timeless, uniting all kinds of listeners. Livin' on a Prayer also contains a huge sound fit for the decade. Even if you're not in a stadium, you feel like you're in one when you hear this single. The chorus is one that people of all ages love to belt out. With an iconic vocal, the singer delivers one of his strongest performances. There's also the unmistakable work of guitarist Richie Sambora. It's hard to imagine the 1980s without this lively anthem. Number 27, Free Fallin', Tom Petty. At the end of the 1980s, Tom Petty proved he wasn't done yet. The singer makes this catchy tune come alive.
Move west, down Ventura Boulevard.
Taking listeners around Los Angeles, Petty name-checks several locations in this entertaining travelogue. The artist creates a song that lives on for its storytelling. It's an all-American classic, mixing colorful details with the vast city of Los Angeles. The main hook feels like it could have been written yesterday. In another exemplary work, this performer only added to his legacy as a musical hero. It's also an easygoing track that anyone can enjoy. Co-written by the brilliant Jeff Lynne, this piece makes you want to go out on your own adventure. Number 26, Born in the USA, Bruce Springsteen. As one of America's great songwriters, Bruce Springsteen reached another high point with this hit. It's both a rousing single and filled with an important message. While many don't understand them, Springsteen's lyrics tell a much darker story. His gritty voice pays tribute to the veterans let down by their own government. The performer puts this theme forward through one of his most engaging tracks. In one of his more successful songs, the boss rides the line between musical excellence and inspirational words. This release and the accompanying album helped even more people fall in love with the artist. Number 25, Africa, Toto. Is it a classic? At this point, you could easily say yes. Toto combines nice drum beats with strange lyrics. It doesn't have to mean anything to be entertaining.
I hear the drums echoing tonight.
From the percussion of Jeff Porcaro to Bobby Kimball's voice, this single takes you on a magical journey. The signature track off of Toto 4 has that sing-along quality. Even if the writers don't know much about Africa, they can still turn this music into a fun attraction.
There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do.
The band also includes some of the finest session players of their day. With musical talent for days, this group glides their way into 1980s legend.
Gonna take some time to do the things we never had.
Number 24, The Sweetest Taboo, Sade. With her smooth voice, Sade sings a love song that makes you want to shimmy. The beat hypnotizes you before the lead singer even begins. Once she starts the first verse, the performer carries the listener away to another world. This fantasy finds her singing about a lover that treats her right. Brimming with passion, The Sweetest Taboo shows that romance can be worth it if you find the perfect person.
Sweetest taboo, that's why I'm in love with you.
The artist has a talent for setting the mood with her charisma. From her second album, Promise, this single shot to the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Will you keep on bringing out the best in me?
Number 23, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, Eurythmics. As a high-powered duo, Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart know how to make music. Their single Sweet Dreams brings together their knack for pop hooks. The synth line is nothing short of catchy, with the production values coming in clutch.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree?
There's also incomparable vocals from Lennox. The range and depth of her voice know no bounds, with sharp lyrics guiding the way. Eurythmics were arguably never better than in this classic.
Some of them want to be abused.
On just their second album, they'd already shown the world that they were a groundbreaking pair. Their exciting sounds shook up the charts and helped earn them plenty of accolades.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree?
Number 22, Don't Stop Believin', Journey. It's something of an anthem, with words that fans of all kinds love to sing. Journey knows how to make stadiums happy with this track. Steve Perry shows off his range, telling tales about people chasing their dreams.
Singer in a smoky room. The smell of wine and cheap perfume.
The singer gives a career-defining performance in this iconic single. It's full of all the emotional heft of a great novel, with tons of detail crammed into a musical triumph.
Somewhere in the night.
The piano, guitars, and production are all certifiably 1980s. Don't Stop Believin' might be the band's most recognizable track, and an essential rock song from the time.
Don't stop believing.
Number 21, Back in Black, AC/DC. With the opening guitar, this track reignites the flame of a great rock group. AC/DC began again in the 1980s with singer Brian Johnson ready to work. Powered by the Young Brothers guitars, this song lets Johnson scream his way into history. The bandmates lay down one of their finest grooves on Back in Black. While the Bon Scott era might have been over, the next decade was shaping up to be another one filled with success. This song proved that they could change with the times and deliver more incredible riffs. Building off of this awesome hit, the Rockers created a tour de force album. Number 20, With or Without You, U2. On their landmark album The Joshua Tree, U2 might have gone from a good band to a legendary one. They upped their game on both a technological and songwriting level.
Sleight of hand and twist of fate. On a bed of nails, she makes me wait.
With or Without You finds them in a meditative mood, with Bono mustering up some of his best lyrics. The Edge's inventive guitar rings out across a heartfelt song. Adam Clayton lays down a thumping bass line, but he sounds even better with Larry Mullen Jr.'s understated drum track.
And you give yourself away.
As four musicians at their peak, the Irishmen give an unforgettable performance. The poetic words seem to work on multiple levels, giving listeners something to think about long after it's over. Number 19, Time After Time, Cyndi Lauper. In both covers and original songs, Cyndi Lauper shows off her artistry. She spent the 1980s churning out hits like Time After Time. Lauper's ballad tells a complex tale of love, tugging at listeners' heartstrings. The artist also brings a more subdued performance.
Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new.
She can give people more delicate vocals, while also going all out on Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. In both cases, she packs a punch that you cannot forget. The singer and her co-writer Rob Hyman know how to spin a devastating yarn. You don't have to be an 80s kid to feel nostalgic for this one, with the dreamy synths taking you back in time.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time.
Number 18, Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne. After Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne went out on his own. He then teamed up with Randy Rhoads to create this hard rock standby. With the singer's introduction, Rhoads establishes himself as a force all his own. The historic riff does not disappoint throughout this hardcore track. Osbourne raises the bar once again for heavy metal, evolving beyond Sabbath's sound. He and his fellow musicians set a high bar for 1980s metal. Before it's all over, there's also a formidable solo. For his impressive album Blizzard of Oz, the artist co-creates an epic piece that's endured for decades. Number 17, In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins. There's much more to In the Air Tonight than the drum part. Contemplating his personal life, Phil Collins takes you on a slow burn journey. This solo masterpiece gave him a chance to stand out, showing that he could shine beyond Genesis.
I've seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am.
Collins builds a tense atmosphere that's waiting to burst. It all comes down to the musician's iconic breakdown, showing off his drumming expertise. His songwriting stands tall among a decade of groundbreaking rock and pop music. The singer unleashes a flurry of emotions, showing off his skills as a performer, writer, and producer. Throughout the years, many TV shows and films have paid tribute to its greatness.
I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. One more time, guys. Oh, Lord. Oh, jeez.
Number 16, Once in a Lifetime, Talking Heads. With his unique voice and preacher-like delivery, David Byrne performs a miracle. This musical statement stands as a crowning achievement for Talking Heads. The collective mixes various influences into a rock masterpiece. With a cool lineup behind him, Byrne asks existential questions about life. It makes you consider your dreams, failures, and everything in between. Once in a Lifetime is a highlight of the band's astonishing work, Remain in Light.
You may ask yourself, what is that beautiful house? You may ask yourself, where does that highway go to?
The piece makes you question life as much as it makes you want to dance. This visionary mix showcases one of the group's greatest assets, showing that they have tons of versatility. Number 15, Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses. On their first album, Appetite for Destruction, this band shook up audiences. Guns N' Roses were ready with a new brand of hard rock on Welcome to the Jungle. Combining guitars and amazing vocals, the group serves up a wicked single. Axl Rose leads his bandmates through a twisted tale, ready to entertain with his stratospheric voice.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. How do we know the name?
There's also some tremendous guitar work from the likes of Slash. Based on positive reactions to this hit and the Destruction record, the musicians climbed the ranks of rock history. They bring a bad boy attitude to the music that makes it all the more intense. Number 14, Hungry Like the Wolf, Duran Duran. Hailing from the UK, this band was a popular example of the new romantic genre. Hungry Like the Wolf might be their most remembered single for its exciting sound. This energetic tune doesn't waste any time, with its perfect pace and rhythms. The group is more than ready to play, giving audiences a rock song you could hear at a dance club. Simon Le Bon gives one of his best vocals over some fierce lyrics.
In touch with the ground, I'm on the hunt, I'm after you.
His bandmates like John, Andy, and Roger Taylor all back him up with tremendous style. While they might be pop idols to some, the troupe could also be considered underrated musicians. This particular track shows that they can impress any crowd.
Smell like a sound, I'm lost and I'm found, and I'm hungry like the wolf.
Number 13, Take On Me, Aha. In the 1980s, Norwegian band Aha had this major international hit. The upbeat pop track is both campy and exciting in equal measure. The singer, Morten Harket, gives a stunning performance that deserves to go down in pop history. With a huge range, he reaches one of the best high notes of the decade. Take On Me has a bouncy energy that makes you want to get up and move. With great production values, the single gave the band their calling card. While they might live in the song's shadow, they should be proud of the work on this impressive tune. Number 12, Let's Dance, David Bowie. In the early 80s, David Bowie decided to once again reinvent his sound. He enlisted producer Nile Rodgers to help him release another smash hit.
Let's dance to the song they're playing on the radio.
Complete with funky guitars, Let's Dance lives up to its title. It's able to mix multiple genre elements into one unforgettable track. Bowie is nothing short of charismatic with his signature vocals. Using horns and various percussion instruments, the production features layers of fine details. It also carries with it some sweet and vibrant sounds all these years later. Bold and free, the artist charted a new course with this achievement. Number 11, In Your Eyes, Peter Gabriel. On his album So, Peter Gabriel assembled some of his best solo work. The ballad In Your Eyes might be one of the finest tracks from that record. With a lush sound, the artist helps to build out a tune full of worldly elements.
I reach out from the inside.
Gabriel and his co-producers build a wall of effects and instruments. Underneath it all, the singer gifts audiences with one of his most heartbreaking songs.
I wanna touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes.
His descriptions of love and longing are among the most effective ever. It might be associated with Say Anything, but the hit deserves attention for its own greatness.
In your eyes, the light, the heat.
Number 10, I Wanna Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me, Whitney Houston. With her second album, Whitney Houston reminded everyone of her singular talent. Her hit I Wanna Dance with Somebody might be her happiest song.
Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade.
The singer uses her incredible voice, letting her talent ring out on every syllable. There's also a catchy hook that grabs you and doesn't let go. As a generational vocalist, Houston makes high notes sound easy. Her work on the chorus helps to sell this as a feel-good anthem. As a commercial success, the public proved that they loved her performance. If you ever need to brighten up your day, all you need to do is turn on this iconic track. Number 9, Straight Outta Compton, NWA. Few musical statements have ever been as surefire as this one. At the start of their debut album, NWA blasts off into hip-hop history. Ice Cube wastes no time introducing himself.
When I'm called off, I got a sawed off. Squeeze the trigger and bodies are hauled off.
The legendary rapper and his collaborators perform like their life depends on it, choosing every word and verse carefully. Straight Outta Compton might be the definitive track in their catalog alongside other inspiring work.
Scream of the ones who got the lead penetration. Feel a little gust of wind and I'm jetting. Believe a memory, no one will be forgetting.
As a fiery introduction, the rap group elevates their genre and revolutionizes music. Gangster rap was never the same again after these men elevated the West Coast scene.
Straight out of Compton.
Number 8, Like a Prayer, Madonna. For the Queen of Pop, this hit represents the end of a thrilling decade. Madonna finished the 1980s at the top of her game. Like a Prayer represents her vision for both pop hooks and deep songwriting. Lyrically, the track runs through plenty of rich thematic material. You can bring your own interpretation to the religious imagery. Complete with a classic video, this single ranks high among the artist's most compelling work. It also hinted at her evolution and further success through the 1990s. By 1989, she had shown herself to be a groundbreaking performer that could write elaborate numbers. Number 7, Just Like Heaven, The Cure. As goth icons, The Cure cultivated a legendary look and sound in the 1980s. Their single Just Like Heaven showed that they weren't all doom and gloom. The opening riff plays over an eclectic arrangement.
She said, the one that makes me laugh, she said, threw her arms around my neck.
Robert Smith sings with his unique voice, bringing out the not-so-secret ingredient of the band's success. The singer sets the stage for a heartwarming story about love. His bandmates build out the song with unbelievable parts, letting Smith flourish among their work. Whether you like their music or their wardrobe, the group proves that they can write bright and shining hits.
Just like heaven.
Number 6, Under Pressure, Queen and David Bowie. When these two artists joined forces in 1981, they created musical magic. Queen and David Bowie collaborated on a jam that became an anthem. With some scatting, Freddie Mercury gives a career best vocal. This doesn't discount the contributions of David Bowie either. The former starman gives his all, putting his stamp on one of the decade's tightest duets. There's also a message within the lyrics about anxiety, unity, and community. These titans of music showed that they could work together while complementing each other's styles. Little did they know, their time at Mountain Studios produced an inventive classic.
This is ourselves under pressure.
Number 5, Running Up That Hill, Kate Bush. With her experimental take on pop, Kate Bush stands alone as one of the most original artists of the 1980s. Her single Running Up That Hill is one example of her visionary mind. The musician creates an intense track full of fantastic instrumental parts. Using a hypnotic beat, Bush locks the audience into a tense and engaging experience. Her angelic singing only adds to the overall production. After being used in various media, we hope that future generations come to love this song. Her work on this hit and the album Hounds of Love feels way ahead of its time. Number 4. Fight the Power, Public Enemy. In the 1980s, this rap group came ready with something to say. Public Enemy has a clear message to give, making strong points throughout their music. The hip-hop collective also brings a funky and energetic edge to this track. Powered by Chuck D's verses, this song goes from politically charged to danceable. The band clearly knows how to blend ideas and rhymes into something that's lasted for years. From the soundtrack of Do the Right Thing, this song is part of music and film history. Many people will hear this and think of Rosie Perez's iconic routine.
Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be.
For others, it's still a symbol of fighting oppression and racism at every turn.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Number 3. Every Breath You Take, The Police. In a career of hits, The Police arguably outdid themselves with this one. It's a solid and straightforward track that sounds wonderful. It might not be as upbeat or technical as their earlier catalog, but this piece is something special.
Every breath you take, and every move you make.
Andy Summers keeps the slick arpeggios coming, with Stuart Copeland holding down a driving beat. Sting pens one of his most layered and menacing songs. With his complicated lyrics, the songwriter isn't afraid to make the audience uncomfortable either. Every Breath You Take highlights the group's chemistry, bringing together 3 skilled musicians for an iconic single. It's a shame they didn't stick around to write a sequel. Number 2. Purple Rain, Prince. On a seminal movie soundtrack, Prince achieves one of his greatest works. The soaring ballad Purple Rain begins with his smooth guitar. Setting the mood right away, this artist has listeners in the palm of his hand. The musician eventually unleashes his vocal and instrumental abilities. It's the perfect encapsulation of his genius, with compelling music and storytelling. The emotion oozes from every second of this 1980s masterwork. It's fitting that this track stands as the centerpiece of a classic album. With help from the notable film, this tune came to define the artist's brilliance. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Billie Jean, Michael Jackson. It's hard to choose the best track from an album as powerful as Thriller. There's the mighty title song, but there's also the fearsome guitars on Beat It. Even with those examples, Billie Jean still stands out for its cool rhythms, lyrics, and deeper meaning. Michael Jackson's bold song deals with adult themes like obsessive groupies. It also features one of his strongest beats and a killer bass line.
Father always told me, be careful who you love, and be careful what you do. After the lie becomes the truth.
Jackson's passionate vocal is in top form, stunning listeners with his trademark tone. It makes you want to dance and remember the peak of a pop-centric decade. Did we forget another quintessential 80s song? Let us know in the comments below. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.